Still thinking about how to move to Canada? I know it takes a while before you start planning and make that final move. But as a matter of fact, the rules keep changing and sometimes they may go against your situation. So don't take forever, and to help you move, do check out this video on top ways to move to Canada. If you didn't get a chance, please check it out and I'll see you in a bit. Welcome back guys, I hope you're doing great. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please consider subscribing and hit the bell icon for weekly updates. Also hit the like button to support my work. Let's aim for 100 likes and 500 subscribers by the end of this week. Really appreciate it. Last week in this video, I spoke in depth about Express Entry, so I hope by now your doubts may be clear on how does Express Entry work to become a permanent resident of Canada. Since getting an invitation to apply depends upon your CRS score, so in this video let me suggest you a few tips on how to increase your CRS to get that ITA for Express Entry. Now before we talk about how to increase your CRS score, it is important to mention that if your score is above 450, it is worth creating a profile, as we have seen the recent scores dropping as low as 447. It's also important to mention that your profile remains in the pool for 12 months. So you never know, you may get an invitation before you think. Plus you won't be paying any application fee before you receive an ITA. So don't wait and you can always apply. Alright, let's get on to our main topic, which is how to increase your CRS score. Maximum points can be achieved if you can manage to get a PNP. Now it's easier said than done, as PNP can be difficult as it's worth 600 points, but it's worth exploring as every province keep updating their requirements every now and then. So you should definitely check on their website and apply for a PNP to get those 600 points. I would provide the links down below for your reference. Now let's take an example of a 29-year-old single person with a master's degree and an IELTS score of 7 and international work experience of 3 years. When we calculate this score, it comes out to be 405, as you can see right here. So what we'll do is we'll add PNP and we'll change that answer to yes, which is point number 9. Do you have a nomination certificate from province or territory? We'll hit yes and let's calculate the score. You can see the grand total becomes 1005. The subtotal additional point is 600. So PNP will give you 600 points and this will easily help you get that CRS score go to 1000 plus and you'll get the ITA without any doubt. Finding a job will get you additional 50 points. Obtaining a job offer, particularly when you're not in Canada, may sound difficult, but there are steps which you can take to increase your chances of success. Increasing your reach on various job portals, LinkedIn connections may help you to some extent. You never know when a company or a job recruiter may show interest on your profile, so keep trying. Now let's take the same example of the 29-year-old single person, and what we'll do is we will directly go on to do you have a valid job offer supported by labor market impact assessment, and we'll hit that yes and hit the knock code. I mean, we can select any, let's say we select A and B and we hit calculate your score. Now the same 405 score changes into 455 and the subtotal additional point is 50. So 450 is not the great score, but in the last few draws 447 has been the lowest, so 455 will be okay at this point. Increasing your Canadian education can boost your CRS score by 30 points. International students pursuing degree or diploma within Canada can get 30 points if they complete masters. This will boost your CRS score and will help you cross the line. Now let's take the same example of a 29-year-old person, single person who has a master's degree, and now we'll see his total score right here is 405. So what we'll do is we'll increase the Canadian degree. So over here, instead of no, we'll hit yes. Have you earned a Canadian degree, diploma or certificate? We'll hit yes. Best answer, so let's say degree, diploma of, let's say we hit for 2 years. And now we'll go at the bottom and hit calculate your score. So As you can see, it increased by 15 points because we did a 2-year course. Now if we hit it for masters, it will increase by 30 points. So that is also something which you can consider. Choosing your principal applicant wisely can also be helpful. Sometimes putting your spouse as a principal applicant can help you go a long way. Since age is an important factor, it's worth exploring who is the principal applicant. You can also make 2 separate profiles. One where you are the principal applicant and the other one where your spouse is a principal applicant. Adding your spouse on your profile will also boost your points. Now let's take an example of the same person, 29 years of age, who was never married. Now if he's married and he wants to make his wife as the principal applicant, so we'll see how things change. So is the spouse common law? Hit no. How old are you? Now here what we're gonna do is we'll make the spouse as the principal applicant and that 29-year-old guy would be the secondary applicant. Hit yes. How old are you? Let's say the spouse is 26 years of age, master's degree, Canadian no, test taken yes, IELTS score, let's say if the IELTS score was also better, which was 7.5 instead of 7. Any language test not applicable, none, 3 years of experience and provincial no, LMIA no, and no for the rest of the answers. And right over here of your spouse will hit master's degree, 5 years of more, your spouse take a language test, yes. And now we went with 7 score, so we'll go by 7. Now remember, the same guy had a total score of 405, so we'll see how much score is this person getting now. Now she's getting 429, so it's worth exploring the primary applicant because it may help you in getting a better score. It will be easier to add any points. Instead of 405, now this person is getting 429, which is 24 points more than the primary applicant, so it's worth exploring. Increase your international work experience. Non-Canadian experience is not as valuable as international experience, but it still counts. Non-Canadian experience comes under the combination factor, which means more experience with a better language skill will boost your CRS score. For people within Canada, every year accumulates points to a maximum of 5 years. So keep working and you can get more points for your CRS profile. Learn French language. As a second language, you can gain up to 54 points on your CRS score. 30 points for French and 24 bonus points for a second language. So you might want to consider learning another language. Now let's take the same example of a 29-year-old person who is single, has a master's degree, no experience in Canada. So what we have done over here is we've got the IELTS score of 7, and then on a second language we have added French as a language, and we have just given a mediocre marks just to see what will be the score. And work experience the same, 3 years, and everything else no. Calculate your score. So remember, the initial score was 405 and you can see right here it says 450. So how that score has increased? It has increased by 30 points on the French language skill, and also it has, for a second official language, you're getting 15 points. So it is making a big difference. By learning an additional language, you gain 45 points, and if you score well, you can gain up to 54 points. So it's worth considering. Last but the easiest way to improve your CRS score is by improving your IELTS score. Now, to improve your IELTS score, what we can do right here, everything is pre-feeded, and what we'll do is on the IELTS score, we'll increase that to the maximum point you can achieve, or let's say we go by 8 just to see what will be the changes. So now we've got, in speaking, listening, we've gone to the par level, and from 4 or 5, let's see how many points does it change. So you can see this is the most easiest way to increase your points, by increasing your IELTS score, working on your English language and getting the maximum you can get. That way you can increase points over here. working on a second language may be difficult for certain people, so it's easier to work on the language you already know and try to master that and get more points, and you can easily sail through. 478 is not a bad score. You can easily get an invitation for your express entry. That's all for today, guys. I hope the video was useful to help you get the CRS you need for your ITA to apply for your express entry and make your dreams come into reality. Please subscribe to my channel, hit the like button. Really need those 100 likes for this video, please. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care of yourself. Peace.